This episode of Tekzilla is sponsored by The Ben Heck Show.
2013, the WWDC. Holy cow, Apple's annual gathering of developers started all kinds of touchy-feely with a video. What do we want people to feel? Then they perfect it, only then do we sign it. I'm sorry, the opening was a little like, we're so cool.
They've been going for that vibe lately. They're working on their brand a little bit. I think people are concerned that Apple is getting a little bit less exciting these days, and so they're trying to kind of rebrand themselves in a way and put the focus on the products again.
It's funny, like I was like, oh, they're still feeling bad about the whole iOS Maps thing. It's crazy when you start looking at the numbers. Of course, Apple always opens up with like how huge and successful they are. Well, they are huge and successful. 575 million accounts, most with credit card information. 50 billion app downloads to date. $10 billion paid to developers. Apparently, $5 billion in the last year alone. Tim Cook claims that's 3 times all other platforms combined, which is one of the reasons why you see so many amazing applications developed for iOS, because developers can make money there. That said, the majority of the revenue is from a small group of developers near the top of the download list, but hey, you got to be huge to make big dollars. Weird. A company called Anki was essentially launched on the stage at WWDC. Something that Apple has never done before that anybody knows of. Quote, using iOS devices to bring AI and robotics into our daily lives. They had like little cars and a race track, and there was a demo fail, which apparently, I don't know if it was Tim Stevens or Ryan Block. Yeah, well, Ryan Block, Veronica's beloved, was at the WWDC. Tim Stevens from Engadget, live blogging, and apparently, like the demo failed and the room went dead silence because you see at Apple keynotes, nothing ever fails. So.
Well, it does sometimes, but I think people were more, back in the old days, back in the Steve Jobs days, if a demo failed, it was not good for anyone involved. So I think things are a little chilled out on stage these days, but it was, they fixed it though, right? They got it working.
They got it running successfully, and I want to say, I think it was Tim Cook who said, this is a video game in the real world. We're taking everything we love about video games and programming them into actual objects you can touch.
Yes, absolutely.
It's crazy.
There are 72 million Mac users, double that of 5 years ago, and we are talking about OS X Mavericks. We've got all sorts of new stuff, especially in the Finder. Finder tabs, you can bundle Finder windows into tabs, which makes me kind of sad because I've been using Extra Finder for a really long time, which already was doing that. Right. I kind of wish they had bought them out and just taken the technology.
But you see, stealing the technology from an existing company that solves problems and makes things in OS X better is how Apple does it. Tags, tag docs. When you save them, they appear as shortcuts in the left side of the sidebar on the Finder, or you can create a new tag. It's added to the Finder, and then you can drag things into a tag area of Finder.
It seems a little bit much. I don't know how much I'll be using this. Some of my friends are saying it's going to revolutionize their gift collections. Because you can just tag them for different things, find the animated GIF.
For a second there, I thought you said gift, and I was like, huh? And then I realized GIF, like animated.
I'm sorry, would you rather I say GIF? Would that make you
No, I say
happier?
GIFs too.
Okay, good. Okay, we're on the same page.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's menus across multiple displays. You can dock on multiple displays. AirPlay connected HD TV can be a monitor now, which is pretty awesome. And there's a lot going on under the hood as well.
They're claiming reduced CPU utilization and an interesting idea of reducing disk usage. Quote, currently Mac writes inactive apps to the disk in Mavericks and will compress those apps into memory. They're claiming a 1.4 times performance improvement over Mountain Lion, even with an SSD. That's ridiculous.
They're running out of cats. They ran out of cats.
I liked Sea Lion.
I wanted them to keep Sea Lion. Well. I thought Sea Lion was funny. Whatever. Yeah.
Safari, the browser I continue to avoid like the plague, is getting performance improvements and energy reduction in Safari and improved scrolling, which may be enough to bring me back to Safari. We'll find out.
Actually, Ryan had a funny joke about that. He said every time he goes to one of these events, he looks at Safari and says, oh, maybe I should use Safari again. And then he immediately goes back to Chrome. Yeah. Like it never sticks, unfortunately.
No, but it's, once in a while I use Safari and it's a browser. iCloud Keychain, remembering all your website logins, and it'll remember your credit cards without security codes. You still have to type in your security code because what the world needs is another way to store your password information.
Yeah, Molly Wood was saying that this is kind of a LastPass, 1Password killer. I'm probably still going to continue to use 1Password just because I have put so much money into those applications at this point. Untold amounts of money for the different apps and the different desktop software. So I'm embedded in that right now. But anyway, it's a nice feature ad.
So Mavericks is going to get a Maps application. You'll be able to send your directions to iPhone from the desktop app. iBooks.
That's awesome.
Oh my goodness. The new MacBook Airs, Haswell CPU, obviously improved GPU performance. They're claiming 40% better graphics and, quote, far better battery life. Hell yes. According to Apple, and this is some of the hardest numbers we've seen on this. Obviously, no one's tested them yet, but Apple says the 11-inch MacBook Air is going to go from 5 hours to 9 hours of battery life, the 13-inch from 7 to 12 hours of battery life. Now, they could have done that by doubling the amount of battery inside the laptop, but we will find out when they start shipping them.
I'm sad that they did not talk about Retina displays for the MacBook Airs.
The last thing I need in a 13-inch. The 13-inch laptop is already practically a Retina display.
No. I mean, that would have been something I would have potentially upgraded for. I'm happy. My MacBook Air is fine at this point. I don't need an upgrade. But if they had mentioned the Retina, I would have been like, maybe.
One of the lady friends is going to get a laptop upgrade.
Yeah. The Veronica donation fund continues, yeah. But no, I'm sticking with this one.
MacBook Air is getting 802.11ac, new airport base station. They did a big sneak peek of the new Mac Pro, which is going to have Thunderbolt 2, dual GPUs, and then iOS 7.
Looking good.
Which is looking different.
True multitasking.
Ooh.
Which is nice. Yeah, people are very divided on the look and feel of the new iOS 7.
Skeuomorphics are gone.
Peace out,
Yo.
skeuomorphism.
And basically kind of the design aesthetic that Johnny Ives has brought to the hardware, which is based on a German designer whose name I cannot remember, but he designed a whole bunch of amazing stuff going back to the 60s. Very stripped down, very clean, and some very interesting kind of things going on with the interface, which I got to see about through 30 seconds, about a minute before we started the show. But
yeah, we were cutting it close at the very end of WWDC for today's episode, so we apologize if there's anything we've left out.
There was a lot going on.
There was a lot going on. So you guys can check over Engadget had a great live blog today. Of course, I'm biased, but there's tons of different news out all over the place. But of course, E3 is also here, and it was kind of crazy in my Twitter stream this morning because we had the Xbox live keynote going on at the same time that the WWDC keynote was happening. So it was like Apple and Microsoft at war for their cool new business. But there's a lot going on with the Xbox. A little short on games at the Xbox One reveal, but they kind of countered that today.
Oh, it was also funny because like one of the jokes we were making is like, okay, they're going to come back strong at E3 and get all about the games. Especially since Microsoft revealed last week that their whole sort of like used games sales policy, the developers, producers, publishing houses can decide if games can be sold used, and that's going to have a lot of yeses. And then, of course, you have to check in online once every 24 hours to play games, period. End of discussion so far.
Yeah, but let's talk about some games. We've got the new Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain, Rise, Son of Rome, which looks kind of awesome. It's a little bit like, this is Sparta. Someone was calling it Gears of Rome.
Nice.
Like Gears of War, but Gears of, never mind.
Bring me my Gladius.
We've got Killer Instinct, the classic 2D, 3D fighting game, is on the Xbox One. Forza Motorsport 5 has a feature called Drivatar, your in-game avatar that takes advantage of cloud computing to learn how you drive, so the game can play itself using your Drivatar.
So the 24 hours of Le Mans with your avatar driving.
Was it Forza that has the Tesla Model S in it? I think so. I can't remember. I'm not a driving game person, but I know that one of the new driving games added the Tesla Model S as one of the cars that you can
basically
race
started driving in San Francisco in your late 20s.
What are you talking about? I had a driver's license since I was 16.
Really?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you never drove here before.
No.
Well, I guess what I was trying to say is...
I didn't have a car from when I moved here in 2004 until like 2008.
So all your exciting driving now is on the streets of San Francisco.
Yes, basically.
Which is
Totally
an exciting
beside the
place
point.
to drive.
We've got Project Spark. It's a game where you can build games in their sandbox world. It features smart glass and Kinect implementation. I'm kind of curious to see how the smart glass thing works out for playing a game on the Xbox. And Crimson Dragon is from the guy who created Panzer Dragoon. It's a classic Sega Saturn RPG dragon game. And of course, Halo. Everyone's freaking out about Halo because everyone loves Halo the most. 343 Industries. Halo is coming to the Xbox One in 2014. Let's see. All right, fast. We've got Titanfall, Dead Rising 3, Witcher 3, Battlefield 4, another Battlefield. Titanfall, it's a first-person shooter, military shooter with mechs, and tons more. When I take it from there, I'm kind of out of breath.
So the other features that they mentioned, the Upload Studio is sort of a game DVR. You can record your gameplay, edit it, post it online, and...
integrating with Twitch.
Pricing information.
Twitch TV and implementation.
Twitch.
So you can be your own like little video game TV studio in-house.
No mention of YouTube whatsoever.
No, $500 for the Xbox One. It will be released in November, just in time for the holiday season and Black Friday.
How much you want to bet that by Christmas it has been thoroughly hacked?
Oh, well, yeah. What else is new? We'll see. If someone can turn off the always on, that would be interesting.
$500 high, $500 about right, $500
I think it's
low?
probably about right. I think people are complaining that it seems high, but I think it sounds about right. Maybe they'll come out with a lower end model.
After
I don't know.
Christmas.
After Christmas. Got to get those first amounts of big sales in and then move from there. And of course, in case we missed something, which we probably did because there was an awful lot to cram into our brains today, you can follow up with all the Revision 3 gaming coverage at youtube.com/rev3games.
Join modding wizard Ben Heck and friends as they build and modify a host of amazing community-inspired creations. Be sure to watch new episodes of The Ben Heck Show each week right here at revision3.com/TBHS. In the latest episode of The Ben Heck Show, Ben is creating a Raspberry Pi laptop. Don't forget to go to element14.com/TBHS to find out how you can enter to win the latest builds from Ben's show.